Welcome back. This is Shri. Long time no see. And what else was I going to say? That's pretty much it. So, a few days ago, I tried and failed. I got 90% of the way through the Jane Street Planetary Parade puzzle. I got the first part solid, and the second part I just couldn't figure out in time. And by in time, I mean I couldn't figure it out, and that's fine. I'm very happy with the attempt. I did decide to submit what I thought was close enough, or as far as I was going to get. So, what I'm about to say doesn't change the fact that I couldn't solve it on my own. But I decided today, I was thinking about it, and I decided, let me Google for inspiration for 5 minutes. And I Googled for 5 minutes, and I found inspiration, and I have the solve, I'm pretty sure. So let's hop right on in. Just going to spend a few minutes going through it, and, just to complete the whole operation here. Let's see what we got. We ended up with this. We had, that's pretty big. Not the best alpha. Let me flip around my mouse. We got alpha was 1 over 128. You can see that or not. We have the probability of seeing all 6 planets from the tower in a day as, I guess it doesn't matter. I think it was big R plus little r, but it could have been little r plus big R. It's the same thing. Over 2 big R to the 6th power times 1 over 2. And we have to get beta where p to the tower, or this probability is approximated by alpha plus beta times little r over big R, right? This is what we have to get. We want to get this in this form, approximated in this form. One of the things that I saw while I was looking, because I was looking like how to simplify this, and I saw the words that put it together. The words were binomial expansion. Okay, let's see what that is. So this is high school algebra. I haven't done it in a long time. But a binomial expansion is taking a binomial in the form of a plus b to the n and writing it, expanding it as such. It is the sum. I'm trying to make sure I remember this. The sum from k equals 0 to n of n choose k of, or times rather, let's see, a to the n minus k times b to the k. So in simple terms, or simple example is, let's do example is if you have a plus b squared, right? This might be something you've memorized, but you can say n is 2 in this case. The first term is 2 choose 0. That's 1. There's only one option. So it's 1 times a to the 2 minus 0. So a squared. B to the 0 is 1, so you don't have to include it. Then you get 2 choose 1. 2 choose 1, that's 2. So 2, a to the 2 minus 1 is a, b to the 1 is b, plus finally, 2 choose 2, when k is 2, is a to the 0, so that's 1, b to the second, so b squared. Right, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Right, that one maybe is something that you've memorized. So, binomial expansion in this case, let's think about it. We're going to Now, I'm not going to rewrite this. I'm just going to take the next step. So the P tower, if you want to call it that, is, let's split up this exponent. So you have a numerator of r plus little r, big R plus little r to the 6th over, and then you get 2 to the 6th r to the 6th times 2. So it's 2 to the 7th r to the 6th. So that's 128 r to the 6th. Okay. How are we feeling? Okay. So equals, and let's make a nice big line. And let's do the expansion. So we have, okay, so we have, first we have r to the 6th, big R to the 6th, plus, then we have, now it happens to follow Pascal's triangle. So if you look at Pascal's triangle, I'll write it over here, we get 1, 1, 1, and then you add. So you get 1, 2, 1, you get 1, 3, 3, 1, you get 1, 4, 6, 4, 1, you get 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1, and what's important here is we get 1, 6, 15, 20, 15, 6, 1. So you'll notice you'll get, so this, there's a relationship here. I'm not going to be able to explain it well, but the example that I'll give is that we had a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, right, for the square. So if the exponent is 2, we get 1 a squared plus 2ab plus 1b squared, right? And we're looking at the 6th. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're looking at this one. So we can just copy and paste in our brains the coefficients for these terms straight from Pascal's triangle. That is something about the binomial expansion that is helpful to know. So pretty much what we're going to be doing is taking an exponent away from big R, adding one to little r, and throwing a coefficient in front. So we'll do that as quickly as possible. We'll do 6 r to the 5th little r plus 15 big R to the 4th r squared plus 20 big R cubed little r cubed plus 15 big R squared little r to the 4th. I didn't even leave enough space here. And excuse my handwriting once again. Plus 6 big R little r to the 5th plus little r to the 6th. Right? We can do that. That is all over 128 big R to the 6th. Now you'll notice, if you just look, when you simplify this, if you split it up into 7 fractions, you're going to get a r to the 6 over r to the 6. So that's just 1, right? You're going to get no variables in the term. Here you're going to get little r over 1 big R. Over here you're going to get little r squared over big R squared. Here you're going to get little r cubed over big R cubed, little r to the 4th over big R to the 4th, etc. But we are looking for the approximation in the form of a number here without any r's in the term, and then the coefficient beta of the term that is r over big R. So let's say it asks for another level. I'm not sure the terminology here, but let's say that's a gamma. How does gamma look? They might ask for this approximation, r squared over big R squared. And then we'd know that from this binomial expansion, we would actually want to take 3 terms. But that's not the case. We only care about the first 2 terms. So let's look at them. So we're gonna say I don't think this is the approximation symbol, but that's what we'll use for now. So we're going to say it's equal, or it's approximated by r to the 6th plus 6r to the 5th r over 128 big R to the 6th equals, so that's going to be r to the 6, big R to the 6th over 128 big R to the 6th plus 6 big R to the 5th little r, that's not a 5th, little r, over 128 big R to the 6th, right? And then let's just consolidate. We have 1 over 128 plus 6 over 128, however it's little r over big R, right? Now let's just simplify all in one. We have 1 over 128, which we know is alpha. So let's just write alpha plus the coefficient is 6 over 128, which is 3/64 times little r over big R. And you'll notice this is quite similar to the form that we're looking for, alpha plus beta times little r over big R. We have alpha plus 3/64 times little r over big R. So we know that what they're looking for is beta equals 3/64. Now here's our big, check this out. This is a new technology called a rectangle. That's not how we do it. Usually the rectangle goes after the solution is on the paper, but we have alpha is 1/128th and beta is 3/64. Now, how exciting is that? Whew, I can barely contain myself. That is the solution to the Planetary parade as far as I understand it. Of course, I might have made a mistake somewhere in there. I wanted to give you this follow-up. Now, the truth is, I probably could have done that 5-minute Google, and that would have been like a perfectly legitimate solution. But it feels like a gray area. It becomes like a blurred line of, what if I just toss the problem into Claude from the start? Maybe it could have gotten this answer without any critical thinking at all. So it is a scale. At the same time, is this a puzzle to test what you can do off the dome? Or is it a puzzle to test how you can solve a problem? And the truth is, in the real world, you would never forego the use of the tools available to you to solve a problem. And I think that what we did here, although I did end up submitting an incorrect answer first, thereby invalidating whatever I just found here. What was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. But had I not made that first submission, I think I would have been it would be morally acceptable for me to Google something for 5 minutes and submit this as an answer and claim it as my own work. But anyway, very exciting. I wanted to show you this because I was unhappy leaving it unsolved and waiting for a solution, especially when the epiphany was only a short search away. But yes, this was not all the components of this all together. I think for the puzzle, I'd say 90% of it was was something I did, and a crucial little bit that led me to the other 10% was something that I just wasn't going to spontaneously think of. Yes. What a beautiful puzzle. Anyway, very happy with the puzzle. I'm glad you stopped by if you made it this far. If you only saw this video, I'd really encourage you to look at the first video from a few days ago, because that is where the excitement really happened for me. Okay. Alpha is 1/128th, beta is 3/64ths, and that is the solution to Jane Street's Planetary Parade puzzle from March 2026. Alright, now it's time for me to dive in, get some crosswords and logic puzzles done. It's the Sunday ones, so we'll see how those go. Alright, thank you for stopping by. Peace.